3, 2, 1, go. Huh. Right. Welcome back, Digities. That's right, to another episode of Kerbal Space Program 2, where today we're going to be taking a look at something a little bit different. You know, we have done a lot of stuff in the air. We've done a lot of stuff in the water. We've even done a lot of stuff down on the ground, which ended up back in the air and then also back down in the water. So we've done all three twice accidentally, but we haven't done quite a whole lot of space. You know, in the past, we did make ourselves a orbital field farm. We even went to a couple of other planets. But today, I want to experiment with something. We have a planet and or less a satellite that has always been close to Earth that we have never tried to necessarily play with too much. That is the moon. So today's objective is, how fast can you get to the moon? How fast can you get there? Not how fast can you stop and live there. How fast can you get all the way from Kerbin all the way up and hit the moon? That is going to be our main objective today, where today we are already starting out with just, I thought, something a little bit more simplistic. Just get a couple of SRBs, stack them on top of each other, and you're good to go. And detach onto the next section, and we have more than enough to get all the way up. Taking a look at our trajectory, nowhere even close. We are not even close, and it looks like we might even end up missing the moon. But that is going to be our main objective, to see how far and how fast can we get just to the moon. And to be precise, we are basically going to be striking the moon as fast as possible. We want to hit it with the full force of 1,000 suns. We want to make it sure that when we hit the surface, we are ourselves an atomic bomb, in a sense. So we may end up having to get a little bit of a redesign here, but let's see exactly how well this does. 2 straight up SRBs all the way up. Will it get all the way to the same orbital plane as the moon? Well, stay tuned to find out. It looks like the answer is going to be yes. Yes, we are. Now, the only problem is that with the SRB, you can't stop. And that is going to be the other hardest part, is the fact that we're going to go so fast that we're going to go past the moon. Then we just have to make sure that we actually hit the moon. And that's going to be the hard part, making sure that we hit the moon. So taking a look, we are going to be able to go 39,000 meters per second, but not quite what we want to do. Let's revert back to the VAB and see how fast we can really go. So 2 SRBs weren't enough, and honestly not that concise in trying to make sure that we actually aim ourselves properly. So I think it may not be required, but let's say we put ourselves on a tiny little Terrier engine here. That way, if we do end up missing the moon by a little bit, we can still redirect ourselves enough that we can actually still hit the surface. With that being said, I think this is going to be our base format for exactly everything that we want to do. This tiny little thing here. And honestly, we could even throw on, it may not even be needed. Honestly, probably isn't needed, but we'll go ahead and throw on the SAS module just for the heck of it. Go down to the coupling, take a look at our decouplers, and this is going to be our base format. So, how do we get even better than what we just had before? I mean, I imagine we just need to be lightweight as possible with as much thrust as possible. And the only way to do that, I'm thinking, is with bigger engines. Now, if there has been one constant theme along an entirety of this entire game in any sense, is the fact that you just need more engines. Let's see here. I mean, honestly, do we need... We could just throw on a whole bunch of fuel. Maybe small enough. Take a look at our large fuel tanks. Boom. Boom. It might be good enough. It might be good enough. But you know what? Good enough is not good enough. Because good enough means that it is subpar. Because now what we can do we can still stage this thing a whole bunch. That is our little travel stage in a sense, and we can help aim ourselves with that. But what we can do, what we will do, and what we shall do, and keep on doing, is adding more engines. Throw on a couple of decouplers, throw on a whole bunch of medium side SRBs onto the side. And honestly, right there, that is a beautiful looking rocket. But you know, why should we even stop there? Why stop there? We could add on even more. However, it looks like we might be a little bit out of room. How about we give this a try and see exactly how far and how fast this thing will go. Make sure everything gets attached in. You are not going anywhere. Please do not detach when I don't want you to. Decouple, activate the engines. As soon as those activate, decouple, add on the other engine. Should be good to go. Get rid of these, check your staging, and launch. Now here we are sitting on the launch pad, but we need to make sure that we still hit the moon. So let's go ahead and swing ourselves around and try to find a good angle for if we go up in a straight line that we should hit it. Now let's see here. Is that going to be a good angle? It might be a little bit too shallow. Maybe turn a little bit more, and right there. I think right there is good enough. If we gain enough speed, I think we'll hit the moon. Let's go a little bit further, just a little bit further, and like so. Good enough, good enough. And 3, 2, 1, launch. 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 There it goes. Thank you, game. Thank you for working with me for a half a second at least. Now, it's been a while since we've done a nighttime launch. Usually when we're doing these videos, we do it in the daytime simply so you can see what's going on. But with this concept in mind, trying to hit the moon, I don't think it's really going to have any rhyme or reason on what if it's going to be daytime or nighttime. We just got to make sure that we hit it. Plus, we're going in space. There really isn't any sunlight in space. Well, there is. It's just not, it's not illuminating. It's not going to be illuminating anything except us. Except our rocket is going to be the only thing being illuminated by the sun, more or less. Ooh, okay, so it's trying to tell us that we're still not quite. Go ahead and target the moon. Let's see. Yes, set as target. We might be overshooting a little bit. So looking at this angle, we might go a little bit too fast and actually end up missing it. I think we're going to be in front of it. Got a good chance of speeding up. We're going to have a stage here in just a second. Get ready to stage in 3, 2, 1. 0.5, 0.25, and 0. There we go. Ooh, I was a little scared there that we might end up accidentally smacking those on as they detach from us. Oh, we have a good angle. We have a really good angle. I think this is going, honestly, pretty well. We have a lot of fuel. Stay with us here. Come on, stay with us. Stay on prograde. There we go. It's wobbling around a little bit. Not entirely certain as to why. You think that it would have a good thrust ratio, or a good thrust on the bottom side that would vector in straight through the center of the mass. But, hey, I'm not a rocket scientist. And we are aiming, honestly, that is right on point with the orbital line. That's right on point. I don't think that could be changed at all. I mean, look at that. It's hard to tell looking through translucent lines and how well it is on the line, but I believe that's right on target. Gonna keep on going. We are currently going about 5,000 meters per second. Come on, keep going faster. Faster. We are all out. Okay, launch the next little tiny baby stage. The little baby stage. Now, the question is, are we going to hit the moon? We need to speed up time here and see what happens. You know, I know that we were going to be going fast, but this is going a lot faster than I'd imagined. Look at that. The moon had barely moved. We have missed the moon. We have missed the moon. So we need a lot less. I thought the moon would be moving a lot faster. Okay, revert to fab. We missed the moon, but that's just given us another opportunity to make our rocket even faster. If the moon barely moved with that in mind, going about 5,000 6,000 meters per second, then if we add on even more rockets, then we should be able to even better not miss the moon. If that's the way to word it. If we go faster, it's gonna be harder to miss it because it won't have as much time to move out of the way. So let's see here, how can we make this faster? Well, there are a number of ways. If we go to coupling, throw in the extra large decouplers. Throw us on 8. Before we had only 4 of those rockets. But if we have 8 of these rockets, that means there's, well, more rockets. More rockets mean more speed. More speed means faster, and moon goes kaboom. Are you guys following along with this logic yet? I know it's been a little bit of a confusing topic going along with the rest of this video. You know, moon, speed, rockets. It's a lot of big terms I'm throwing at you, but what really matters is speed. And to get more speed, we need more rockets. I'm glad we have come to the conclusion that you guys understand. We're back on the launch pad. Hopefully everything holds together, which I think it might not, honestly. Where is the moon? There you are, Mr. Moon. Go ahead and turn ourselves around. Now, we missed the moon by quite a bit. I overestimated or underestimated which one it is on how fast we would actually be going. And honestly, it barely moved. It barely moved. I think going like right here is probably good enough. I think that it's a very short angle, and even then, I think I still might miss it. I say let's give it a try. And you know, and it turns out each time that we keep on trying this, 3, 2, 1, go. Huh. Right. Well, that's not exactly what I expected. However, I am not disappointed. If I'm disappointed in anything, it is myself, because I did not take the #1 Kerbal Space Program rule into account. Check your staging. Now, isn't that just beautiful? It's beautiful. It brings a tear to my eye. You know, I made all those videos and tried to make, you know, B-52s and bombers, but it turns out I could have just launched a whole bunch from the launch pad. Oh, it brings a tear to my eye. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. Let's return to the VAB and check my staging one more time. And I will give us another opportunity to actually aim at the moon, maybe a little bit more properly this time. I mean, quote unquote, properly. I'm not exactly sure what properly means in this context, but go ahead and check our staging. Make sure we got these 8 going, decouple, fire off the next stage, decouple, then get the last little tiny baby rocket going. Now we're talking. Now we're talking. Get back to the launch pad. Yep, staging is good. Checked it. Good, good, good. Number 1 rule, check your staging. Set target as the moon. Spin around. How are we going to make sure that we hit this? Okay, I think, taking a look at the moon's speed, I think right there. Like, that gives us about a 10-degree angle, and I believe the moon should still hit us at that point. Or rather, we are hit it. 3, 2, 1, launch. Straight beautiful. I love how well these struts hold the rocket together. Although I do feel like maybe the game shouldn't have to have that required in a sense. You know, it seems as though it could be doing a lot better if maybe just all of the structural points between the rockets and linkages were just stronger to begin with, much like KSP-1 was. As well, I don't remember if it was... Oh, are we getting a little bit of the sunset as we move up, or is that just a flame of my rocket giving off a glow? But I don't remember if it was a mod back in KSP-1 or if it was automatic. But there used to be an auto strut function where you could just right click and hit auto strut, and it would automatically strut everything to the main mass or root part that you'd want to give it more structural integrity without even actually making a real attachment. It would just kind of do it in the code, if that would make sense. Because even in our past videos, you have seen that some of our wings like just fall off the plane if there's too much weight on them. You know, a lot of the parts just like fall off. When we were flying our B-52 bomber, when we were just flying around, our engines just fell off mid-flight. No reason at all, just fell off. But you know, hey, you get something like this, you just throw a whole bunch of struts together and it still sticks together relatively well. Honestly, it kind of looks beautiful in its little sense of a spider web. Now that is a great engine plume. Trying to get myself a nice thumbnail. Right around there should be good. Looking great, looking great. So we are, oh wow, are we about to do it? Detach. Oh God, did I live? I lived. I barely lived. Go ahead and point at prograde. There we go, there we go. It's a little wobbly, not too bad. Oh God, one of those parts are already out of orbit. One of those have glitched out. It is going. Default name 21, 22, and 23 are just out of here. They are out of here. Okay, well, if I go ahead and point at target, anti-target, target, if I point at target, is this going to change my trajectory a little bit? I think it will, but you know, I just noticed we are actually aimed up too high. I think we need to point down. I think that's anti-normal. It's somewhere in that kind of clash of, honestly, are we pointed up too high? We are just barely above the North Pole of the moon. Just like that, go ahead and, yep, moved it down. Point back at the target. We only have a little bit of fuel left, but I think we are going to be ahead of the moon by a little bit more than I expected. I know, I'm still surprised that we are just zooming past this thing, but to be fair, we haven't moved much. We haven't moved too much, so we might want to wait. Let's go ahead and zoom in through the time. Yep, okay. Okay, we are going to miss the moon, so let's go ahead and point towards the target. And honestly, I think the best way to do this would not even be pointing at the target, but to point a little bit further away towards like the right-hand side, almost on the, what do you call it? The radial out section. We have to move our orbit more to the right if we want to make sure that we actually end up hitting the moon. Okay, we're starting to get an orbit line. Beautiful, beautiful. Come on, come on. Just like so. It looks like we're gonna hit it. And we just ran out of fuel. Look at that, beautiful. We just ran out of fuel. This little tiny baby rocket now onto the rescue. That should be good enough. I'm going ahead and activate it. Keep on moving ourselves to the right. Maybe put ourselves on more normal. No, we need to do anti-normal. All the way up to the top, like so. Now we're gonna be hitting the moon dead center. So if we go ahead and wait until we get there, we can use the rest of our fuel to prograde straight into this. There we go, there we go. And prograde. What has the game done? It is too fast. It is too fast for the game to handle. There we go, to the moon. Now, that might actually be a new thumbnail. I was talking about thumbnails before, but look how beautiful that is. Oh, that is great. You got the moon in the background, the galaxy backdrop, the rocket going off. You honestly couldn't ask for a better look to be smacking into this thing at Mach. I don't even know. What are the Machs? Is it a Mach like every 1,000 miles per hour? Something like that. Who knows? I mean, the internet knows. Come on, how fast we can smack into this thing. 4,800 miles per hour, or meters per second. Hit it. Hit it. Yes! Highest G-forces experienced, 17 Gs. Let's see here, what's the entire clock time of the mission? Does it tell us? Mission time, 2 hours and 48 seconds. We can do better. We can do better than that. And there's only one way that you can do better. More rockets. And honestly, there is no other way around it. You just need more rockets. More rockets means more speed. Do we need to go over this again? There we go. Now we're talking. Now we're talking. So I replaced the center core with another medium SRB rocket booster. I replaced the side boosters with even more side boosters. Not even replaced the side boosters, just adding on side boosters as well for a little bit of a safety threshold on each one of these rockets. They have little what do they call them? What are these called? They are called separatrons. So that way when they detach, they can separate and move away from the rocket in time. So that way we don't accidentally blow ourselves up. Because I think that's probably going to be an issue where we end up accidentally blowing ourselves up. But I say we go ahead and give this thing a try. Let's go ahead and check our staging. These rockets go. Those rockets go. And then eventually they all detach. They keep on going. And then these all keep on going at the same time. Right? Yep, when I want to detach and activate the center rockets, these all go at the same time. We should be set to go. Let's launch. Now, because we did also lose a little bit of speed, and I think we lost a little bit of time by simply missing the moon again. We had to correct ourselves, and we can't be having that. We don't have to correct ourselves. We need to just go ahead and make sure that we just hit the target spot on from the very start. Set target, move ourselves around. Now, the moon barely moved, it seemed. It barely moved with how fast we were going, and we were about to even go faster. So I think right about there, like barely any time for the moon to move at all is going to be our goal. Yeah? Yeah, I think that'll be good enough. And look, it also looks like we're going to have a beautiful backdrop as well when we get up there. Oh, what a beautiful sight. 3, 2, 1, let's launch. Oh, the frames. Only a couple of frames lost there for a second. You know, there's so many good instances to see where there'd be like a good thumbnail. Just the beauty of this game is something that I will always gawk over. Something that'll always make me be like, oh wow, it's so pretty. Look at you, take a look. You'll have to take a look. You're watching the video. So hey, while we're flying up through the cloud layer, DigiDs, if you've been liking these types of videos, make sure you like the video, comment down below on the type of stuff you want to see in the future, and of course, make sure you subscribe if you find yourself coming back for more stuff just like this. Leaving a like on the video really does help my ego, and leaving a comment on the video actually really does help the video be seen. The engagement level on the video and the terms of people that I can respond to, the amount of comments that are happening, actually does help the video be seen and more put out there by the bots, you know, in terms of like the algorithm, to be seen to a wider audience. If more people interact with it, the algorithm thinks that more people are, well, wanting to interact with the video, more people want to see it. So hey, leave a comment down below on the type of ideas and dumb stuff that you want to see in the future on me try. And are these... Okay, good. It looks like these smaller ones are going to run out of fuel before the bigger ones. I was a little scared there for a second. We're getting ready to detach these side boosters. Go ahead and target on prograde, make sure we don't end up wobbling ourselves out of place. And detach. Those separatrons did not do a whole lot. I thought they would do a little bit more than that. Do we want to be pointing prograde? Honestly, I don't think we do. We might just want to go ahead and point straight up. Just go ahead and point straight up, which is almost directly at the moon at this point. So we might want to point prograde. Not entirely certain, but we're about to stage again. And do it. Ooh, okay. Almost got taken out, but still looking fantastic. We got this. I think we do want to point prograde because we might be a little bit off target on the moon. I take that back. Point at target. Point at target. Point at the moon. I think we're gonna be good enough. This is a completely full solid rocket motor booster, so I can't turn this off. I can't turn this off at all. While we are going, we just simply have to keep on going. I can't aim this thing better or something like that. I can turn it maybe a little bit, but that's gonna be about the best I can do. Luckily, we do have one last small stage that could help. Oh, we are in the orbit of the moon. We are in the orbit. Pointing at target, it looks like we are going to be behind it a little bit, but because we keep going faster and faster and faster, go ahead and just point prograde. Because we keep going faster and faster and faster, we are actually catching up to it. We're not going to miss it. Keep on doing it. Keep on doing it. I can barely see through this weird, not really so weird, but these big blue orbital lines that are popping up in front of our face. I'm watching a small blue line over there, just trying to make sure that we hit our target. Now I can go ahead and point at my target. I think we're going to hit it. I think we are going to hit it. It's glitching out a little bit here and there. It keeps on glitching. It's not exactly sure where we are going. It's not too sure where we are going, but I think we are going somewhere. Point at the target. Where is it having us go? The game can't keep up. Okay, we ran out of fuel. Detach. Get this next engine going. Get away from the center part of the rocket. I can't really tell what we're doing. Are we going to be hitting it? Are we going too fast? Honestly, I can't really tell. The game's being a little funky. It looked like we were hitting it before, but as soon as we got within the orbit of it, it just kind of disappeared. Hang on, what does it have us doing? It's going out of orbit and then going 45 degrees. Oh, you gotta love Kerbal. You gotta love Kerbal. It still is a very broken game. Okay. I think we're gonna do it. We need to point at the target, maybe? We need to point at the target. Okay, point at the moon. Point at the moon. No, that is anti-target. No, that's regular target. Okay, so if I need to point at the moon, then I need to go to our right. Right? Yeah, go out towards the right of the moon. I think that's what's going on, because it feels like we might be. Oh, okay. We are gonna hit it. We are gonna hit it. Nice. We are gonna hit it according to that line, at least. Beautiful. Get the prograde. And just zoom it in, my boy. Oh, we're gonna be smacking this thing going so fast. We are currently at 6,000 meters per second. Last time we hit it at about 4,800, which was absolutely nothing in comparison to this. Speed up the time. Keep on blasting. Oh, you're not gonna let me do it. Approaching partially out of field orbital vent, decreasing time warp. Partially out of orbit. I don't know, fam. There's no orbit going on there. That's just straight in. Speed up time. Hello, my dear moon. Okay. I'm like, I say hello, dear moon, and the moon just disappears. Like, goodbye. I don't want to deal with this anymore. Oh, what a beautiful sight. The sun on the horizon. Well, this is ×1 speed. This is not me speeding up time. We are just going 6,500 meters per second and also gaining a little bit of speed as we fall into the gravity well of the moon. Come on. Smack into it, and we still got a little bit of sunlight to see everything go on. Beautiful. Just fantastic. That took a mission time of 2 hours and 14 minutes, which I think was a little bit slower, or no, a little bit faster. 6,500 meters per second. There we go. Well, hey, DigiDs, I think that fizzled. That was today's episode of just trying to see how fast we can smack into the moon. Now, I'll tell you, even honestly, I did try a few other designs with even more rockets, but you know, the game in the state that it's in right now just simply could not handle having even more engines on it. It could not handle the riz that was the speed required to smack into this thing going twice the amount. But hey, that is a good start. We'll just have to revisit this idea in the future when they end up fixing some of the structural and, you know, types of linkages problems on the game. When they fix a couple of that, we can revisit this idea and see how many more engines we can throw on. So hey, look forward to that in the future whenever they end up updating it again for that issue. But hey, we still have a whole bunch of ideas Like the video, leave your other ideas and comments down below. I still have a number of them that I can think that we can do on these next episodes. So I'm still not sure how to do these outros, but I can guarantee I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.